Hello everyone, Halfheim here, and today we're going to be doing an example solve on a 4x4 Rubik's Cube. This is a Moyu Aosu Rubik's Cube. They're around $50. I'll put the link to it. I got this one from Speed Cube Shop. I'll put the link to it in the description so that you can purchase one if you'd like. The first thing I look for when I start doing 4x4, since I'm using Yau and I am not color neutral, is I look for yellow and white pieces that will be easy to set up. So I see here I have a white bar and a yellow bar, which is really nice, because then I can take my pick. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is white. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I can do an F move here on the front to set this white here, and then pop it right into place over there. Then it will be really easy for me to solve this here, and this piece should not, this pair here should not get messed up. That's about as far as I go in my inspection. So then I would begin my solve. Just like we talked about, I would set it up like that. I actually ended up with 3 together, which is just fine. I'll take 2 of them up and do a U2 move to get them on the opposite side from white. Then I will pair these up and again, bring them up, U2 move, bring it back down to get them set in place. Now I always take the white side and put it in my left hand. I feel like that's easier for me to be able to see what's happening. And now I go for my white edges. I see these 2 white and orange pieces first. So I'll do a U2 here, pair those up and attach them to the white side. I know I have a red one here and a green one here, but I don't remember what else. So here's another green. So making sure not to mess this up, I'll keep my finger on it. I set these greens up to be paired like this, and then I pair them up like so. Now this green in relation to orange should go up here. So if I just put it in here, then I will be wrong. So I'll do a spin here and then pop it into place like so. So now that I have those 2, I just need either the red or the blue to finish off my 3 white edges. So I see a red here and a red here. So let's set that up. And then it goes across from orange like that. Orange, red. And finally, when I get to this point, I hold it so I don't mess up these edges. I put my ring finger here, my thumb, and my index or middle finger to hold it really tightly so that it doesn't get separated on accident. And here I see, here's my 2 last pieces. I didn't ever look at this, what's on the back here, but since I know there's only 2 pieces with white, I can know that that is going to be blue down there. So I'll do a U2 here and bring it up. Now, when you get to your last edge, you may be tempted to put it into place, but if I do it there, then I will mess it up in the future. So to preserve it, I actually am going to bring it over here on this side, and then I'm going to set it so that it's touching these 2 greens. So I'll bring it down, push that over, and then have it be touching them. What that'll do is, as long as I don't split up these 2 greens, then I won't be splitting up my blue here. And now I will do my last 4 centers. So because I have these greens set up with this blue, I'm going to do that one first. And here's the other 2 green pieces. So I can see all 4 of them very easily, which is nice. So what I will do is I will bring this up here, spin it and bring it down, which will pair those pieces up. Then I can move this whole section up, rotate it, and then bring that back down to pair that side. Because orange and green are opposite colors, and that's what I have touching, that tells me that what goes here is going to be the opposite color of the edge. And since the edge is red, that makes this orange. So as I rotate this green back, I now know that I need orange here. And I can see 1, 2, 3 pieces of orange. And that tells me that the last orange piece is on the bottom. So I will look down and see what orientation it is. And you can see that it's up here in this upper left corner. So I want this one to be in the upper right corner so that when I bring it up, they will pair and I can set them over like that. I did it backwards. That's okay. I now have nice bars everywhere, which is nice. I just need to get them into the right spots. So again, this is orange that goes here. And the reason I know that is because these two are opposite, this edge and this center, which means this center and this edge should be opposite. So this is orange that goes in this spot. So I'll bring this up and U2, and then bring up the other orange and U2. And now my oranges are set up. My red and my blue are swapped. So to fix that, I'll bring up one side and then bring up the other side. And now the last thing I have to do is to take my blue and white and drop that down to the white side on the left here. And I've now completed my cross, the 4 cross edges, and they are in place as well as all the centers. Now it's time to do the last edges. So I'm going to use 3-2-3 edge pairing to do that. To start, you turn just the top half of the puzzle one spin, and you look at the color piece that is here. This is yellow and orange, and so I will be putting a yellow and orange down here. Do that, I will bring that up and pop that down, and now I have yellow, orange, so that when I repair my centers here in a minute, that will make that a pair. But before I do that, I can do some more work here. I'm going to look at this one and set it up as well. So this is yellow and green. So I'm going to make this piece be yellow and green as well. So I look in the top for yellow and green, and I see that it's back here. So I will put it into place like so. And now I have yellow, green, yellow, green. I'll rotate and do the next one. Here's blue and yellow. So this blue and yellow needs to be on the bottom. To flip this, I'll use the flipping algorithm, which looks like this. And now I have blue and yellow on the bottom. Now I can restore my centers, and that will solve 3 edges at the same time, which is great. That's where the first 3 comes from. Next is the 2 part. So to do that, I will look at what piece is here. This is blue and red, which tells me I want a blue and red down here on the bottom. So I will put a blue and red over there. Now, when I pair this, like so, I'm going to be pushing out of the way the yellow and red piece. So I will remember that I push that one out of the way, and I will bring down the yellow-red piece onto the bottom so that when I restore my centers, not only did that solve this one that I set up, it also solved this one here. So that's the 2 part of the 3-2-3 edge pairing. And what I have left is 3 more edges that need to be paired. I will again look at what's on the top here is my green and orange, and I see green and orange up over here. I want it to be on the bottom, so I will bring this up. Now I messed up, that one should be on the bottom. That's okay though, because you can always do a flipping algorithm to flip that, which again looks like this. And now it's on the bottom. Remembering what color I'm pushing away here is red and green. So that's what I want on the bottom here. And again, I need to move this down, so I'll do the flipping algorithm so that when I restore my centers, I created 3 at the same time. This one, and this one. And that's the last 3 of 3-2-3 edge pairing. So now all of my edges are paired. My centers are done, and I have my cross already in place. So I can jump straight to F2L pairs. And the first one I notice is this one. This is one of my least favorite cases. I don't know a good way of doing it, so I usually end up doing it the same way every time. I bring it up, split them up, bring this down, do a U2 on top, bring it back up, and then sledgehammer it in. And when I was doing that, I noticed that these are all a pair back here. So I will rotate to take a look at those. I can pair these up like that, and one more rotation pops them in. I see this piece here, but I don't see its corresponding corner on top here. So it must be over here on the bottom. And that's where it is back there. So that's not a good one because there's nothing on top here. But I also see this on top. So I must have, there it is, the other white piece on top. Perfect, so let's do that one. I'll bring it over here, do a U2 so I can pair that up. and then I can pop it right into place. And then this one is going to be similar. It's back here. So I'm going to use this slot to save that piece. And with one more rotation, I can put it in. Now here on top, now we're to OLL, where I'm trying to make the whole top yellow. I see here that I have one flipped edge, which is not a possible case that you can get on a 3x3. So this edge needs to flip, and this is called edge parity or OLL parity. So I will now do the algorithm that you need to repair this, and it looks like this. And now I have all of my pieces are yellow, which is all of my edge pieces, my edge sections are yellow, which is a possible case on the 3x3. So then I can continue with OLL with an anti-soon. And the next thing that I see is these three, one corner that's out of place, and then these three, which is a V-perm. So I will do a V-perm. And a final U2 solves the cube for us. There you have it, 4x4. Again, this was purchased from Speedcube Shop. It's an Moyu Aoshi, and it is my favorite 4x4 cube. My average on this cube is about 1 minute and 50 seconds using the Yau method. So that gives you some idea of where you're at using those techniques. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments and I'd be happy to give them an answer.